Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Standardization, a poem by A.D. Hope. In this poem, A.D. Hope tells how all man-made things in this modern age is not at all perfect. He compares man-made things with nature and he shows how nature is creating things so very perfectly for millions of years. He glorifies nature because it is so perfect and it is creating things without making any mistake. It has the same formula for each and everything and nothing has altered in nature. It glorifies in its perfectness. And this is the place where man fails in front of nature. And he critiques the excessive standardization and industrialization of this modern society, and for that he compares it with the organic and the natural world which is shown to us by the earth. And he challenges the complaints of the journalists, atheists and nature poets who actually lament the loss of individuality and authenticity. He says that earth has been a master of mass production. The nature has created countless variation of forms. There are so many living things in this world. It can be plants, it can be animals, but all living things, there are so many varieties. And this has been there from the time of history, from when the world started. And human actually they try to create artificial things, and they standardized experience only looks dull when you compare it with the diverse beauty of the natural world. There is an interconnectedness of all living things, though through, because each one has a shared need, each one has a dream, and of course each one have their own guilt. And he says that theosophists who are living in modern buildings using vacuum cleaners and food which is kept in tins are telling to people that we have to live close to nature, then only we can be close to God. Another nature poet says that he wants to take another birth, and that birth must be in a town which is not made out of synthetic stone. But here Hope says that these poets forget that nature has perfection in its creation, because nature has created thousands of butterflies for millions of years and it has never made a mistake. But this havoc which is created by modern man to nature, he says, can be easily understood by one example. That is, in a tree, when a fruit becomes ripe, it falls down. In the same way, when a man becomes old, he also dies. Both are natural. But because of the atrocity that the human beings do, particularly in this modern age, the fruit falls down from the tree even before it gets ripened. And maybe it's the same for the human beings also. And when he compares modern man, he says that we have to glorify nature because nature has that flawless power. And he says no manufacturer in this world can compete with nature because nature produces faultless products, and it has been continuously producing so many things. It can be plants, that is flora, or it can be animals, that is fauna. But for millions of years, nature has been producing without any mistakes and without getting tired. But man, he produces very few things, and that also they are all artificial, and he soon becomes tired. And he says, when you look at the pattern of roses, the streamlined body of the fish, the eyes on the antenna of the snails, and above all, the love, which is the most important emotion of all human beings, particularly human beings, it really surprises us. God has given us all this, nature has given us all this. And he says that he wonders how nature had learned to do the correct shapes with perfectness, and without changing the patterns it has created all these things for millions of years. And above all, the power of nature is great because it is nature which has put not only the emotions for human beings but also the brain in man's body so that man can see and learn from nature. But even after seeing nature and learning from nature, man thinks that it is only he who has discovered things, and he is a person who is sinning, who is doing sin against nature. And he says this sin resembles the original sin which was committed by Adam and Eve against God. Because when man commits a sin against nature, it is same as committing against God. Yet nature has been very kind to men because she sees a human world and feels happy and thinks that human world carries her own resemblance. Now let's read the poem. When darkly brooding on this modern age, the journalist, with his marketable ooze, fills up once more the inevitable page of fatuous, flatulent Sunday paper prose. Whenever the green Aethereth starts to whoop with horror at the house not made with hands, and when from vacuum cleaners and tin to soup another pure theosist demands rebirth in other, less industrial stars, where huge towns thrust up in synthetic stone, and films and sleek miraculous motor cars and celluloid and rubber are unknown. When from his vegetable Sunday school emerges with a neatly Madeline phrase, still one more nature poet to rant or drool about the standardization of the race. I see, stooping among her orchard trees, the old sound earth, gathering her windfalls in broad in the hands and stiffening at the knees. Pause, and I see her grave, malicious grin. For there is no manufacturer competes with her in the mass production of shapes and things. Over and over she gathers and repeats the cast of a face, a million butterfly wings. She does not tire of the pattern of a rose. Her oldest tricks still catch us with surprise. She cannot recall how long ago she chose the streamlined hulls of fish, the snail's long eyes, love which still pours into its ancient mold, the lashing seed that grows to a man again, from whom by the same processes unfold unending generations of living men. She has standardized his ultimate needs and pains. Lost tribes in a lost language mutter in his dreams. His science is tethered to their brains. His guilt merely repeats original sin, that is, the sin committed by Adam and Eve. And beauty, standing motionless before her mirror, sees behind her, mile on mile, a long queue in an unknown corridor. Anonymous faces plastered with her smile. And here ends the poem. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends. And if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.